Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Noel Zone. I hope you're all doing well. Indeed, you're probably wondering why we're actually streaming right now. Well, Lee is unwell. There isn't enough topics to really talk about this week, so we decided that myself and PD will come on, and we will just have a bit of a natter. Which is member stream will be on Sunday when I get to doing it, but it'll be definitely Sunday, so just look out for that if you're a member. We got Garbage in the chat. Welcome. We got 9 people watching at the moment. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Yeah. So I'm just waiting on obviously PD. So we'll just check and see if he got an email. I'm pretty sure he did, but we'll just that's there for you. Right there. That's there for you, like talking to the missus there, folks. Here he is. I don't have to go into Facebook there. Sure, look, you had it right there and all. Didn't you? Ready to go? Yeah, look at you. She's something else. She's a con artist. Anyway, I can't say that, and she got me anniversary and me Christmas present early, so yeah.
And I'm just amazing.
Oh, of course you're amazing. Yeah, amazing. Yes. Your beauty surpasses Cleopatra's. Yeah. Anyway, let's bring on me co-host PD Rich.
Oh yeah.
Sorry about that. That was a bit,
Yeah, I'm
very.
I'm dressing down today, so I don't really care. So it's all fine.
It's all good. It's all good. We got JWC reviews in the chat as well. Nice to see you. So next week, obviously, we're going to be doing pointless sequels on Tuesday. So normally it's me and Chris, but of course, as everybody knows, and Chris has actually even been saying it to me when we first started, why don't we get a few people on with us? So Chris, PD, and Queen Charlotte is the new lineup on Tuesdays, and then we have Queen Charlotte and PD then on Wednesdays, and then PD is here then again on Fridays with myself, Lee, and then when Chris comes back for Friday night contact. So it's nice. We got a nice little team on, and I'm really glad that we're able to do that. So anyway, what we're going to be doing is pointless sequels next week. So PD, get your list right. So do 5. What I'm going to do is I'm going to say it to Christian later. You have to pick 5 pointless sequels. It doesn't matter if we all come up with the same ones, because some of us might actually come up with the same ones. But try think of 5 pointless sequels. Put them down on a list. I'm going to do the same as well. Have a think over the weekend. I already had a couple on my list anyway, got to be honest. And get that done. And then when we bring you on Tuesday, then we will do 5. We'll do our list. We'll give everybody an opportunity to say why they picked the 5 movies, the reasons why they're pointless sequels. 5, wow, that's a lot. Well, not really, because there's a lot of movies out there and a lot of decades to choose from. So, I mean, I can already think of 3 off the top of my head. I won't tell yous for pointless sequels. So I don't think it's that hard, really. Does anybody agree with garbage though? Because if everybody thinks that 5 is a bit much, now is the time to let me know before this stream ends, and maybe we'll pick 3 each or something if that's what you want to do. PD, will you find it hard to pick 5 pointless sequels? Would it be easier for 3 for you? Like,
This was never put past me, Noel. You keep putting me on programs just randomly.
What do you mean? Me, you, and Charlotte decided this when we were on Wednesday.
Did we? I can't remember doing this.
Yeah.
No, dude, this is too much. I'll stick to Wednesday and Fridays. It's too much for me, man.
All right, I thought you already agreed because me with Charlotte and yourself discussed this. All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
My bad, man.
No
My
worries,
bad.
no worries.
Okay.
Just to
No,
get a bit
no, it's
sick and
all
tired
good.
of you just counting me in on stuff without asking first, you know. No
Well,
worries,
I
though.
thought we did, but like, okay, maybe I got it wrong, but I'll go back and watch the stream. I'm pretty sure we all agreed to it there and then at the end of the stream. So,
I'm not sure I did. I just
all right,
random.
fair enough. I
But anyway,
might have
I'll probably
missed.
be moderating for Rabbi anyway, so you know.
All
Tuesdays,
right,
Tuesdays, and
that's fair
Thursdays.
enough. It's all
I always
right. Well,
try and
it'll be.
I always try and keep Tuesdays and Thursdays clear for Rabbi because he's always on Tuesdays and Thursdays and
It's
maybe the
grand.
weekend.
It's all right.
Yeah,
It's all good.
a bit
Sure,
too
Queen
much.
Charlotte will.
That's
It's all
fine,
right.
mate.
It's all good. Don't worry
Okay,
about it. It's all
sorry
good.
about that.
It's
It's
all
just
good.
I keep Tuesdays
No,
and
it's all
Thursdays
good.
for
I
Rabbi.
thought we did, but maybe I picked it up wrong. It's grand. Forget about
Okay,
it.
buddy. Okay.
Queen Charlotte will be here anyway, and you'll be here on the Wednesdays and the Fridays. So
Yeah.
it's grand. It's all
Yeah.
good, man. Don't worry about it. Anyway, would Superman 4 count? Well, I mean, you got Superman, then you got Superman 2 and 3. You know, I thought those, well, I mean, Superman 2 is not bad, but Superman 3 was a pointless sequel. So, you know, you would say 4 was a pointless sequel. Daily mention of Grease 2. Yeah, well, that's in my list. That's one I'll give you. But there you go. 4 pointless sequels is a bit hard. The only movie franchise that fits that would be Highlander, even if many say there is only one movie. I mean, you could probably go with Conan the Barbarian as well. Wasn't there a sequel to that as well? And that was
bad.
Yeah, and that wasn't great either. That was a bit of a pointless sequel. We'll do 3. I'll just tell everybody 3. Okay. But anyway, yeah, there we go. So that's on Tuesday anyway. And as I said, we'll be back on Wednesday then to have our normal and regular chit chat, and then Friday member stream, and Friday night contact Wonder Woman 1984. That's my 3. So Grease, Superman 4, and Wonder Woman. Well, hold that list until next week. Anyway, so
I couldn't do it anyway because I quite like Highlander 2 because I've seen the Renegade version and the special edition, which makes more sense. And also Highlander 3, I thought was just a very bad. It was just got a very bad rap because of Highlander 2. It's actually quite a good film, my honest opinion.
The garbage says if we do 5 with Lee, we'll have an 8-hour stream. LOL.
Yeah.
Chris Pierce says, sorry, I thought you meant movies that had sequels, not 5 movies that had pointless sequels. Oops. Yeah, just movies that had a part 1 that was great, and then like basically you had a franchise that really shouldn't have had, really. You know, what was a pointless sequel? You know? I mean, you can't put Terminator and Alien in that category because, you know, Aliens and Terminator 2 were actually cracking movies. And you could say the same with the Predator movies. That was Predator 1 and Predator 2. That wasn't a pointless sequel. But yeah, there are a few out there that so we'll just do the 3 anyway, because I think that'll be easier for everybody. But yeah, Chris, that's why I asked about Superman 4. Superman 4 was awful. The Quest for Peace. Actually, you know, there was a quiz here a few years ago, and that question came up. How many Superman movies was there? And this was before, obviously, Henry Cavill had become Superman. But they asked how many Christopher Reeves Superman movies, and everybody was saying 3 movies.
4.
And of course, I wrote down on mine there was 4, and everybody was complaining. And then I was like, I think you've all forgotten the Quest for Peace. Superman 4, the Quest for Peace, you know, the one with the nuclear weapons and the sun man crazy thing, like that one. Have you forgotten that one? And then everybody's, oh yeah, that was a Superman movie. But it's one of those movies that gets quickly forgotten. You know, look, I think it's, you know, it's shit, but, you know, Christopher Reeves is in it, and I give it a pass just for that alone. It should be called rubbish sequels rather than pointless. The Exorcist 2, for example. Well, okay, maybe we change it to rubbish. sequels then, and The Exorcist 2 is a prime example. You're absolutely spot on, actually. Actually, can we do 100 pointless sequels, all Disney sequels straight to Disney Plus or straight to DVD? Yeah. I don't know. Disney have done some good sequels. I mean, they've just lost their way.
Totally.
Whether they can recover or not is a different story, though. Superman Returns overall was okay. Well, I recently rewatched that to see what all the fuss was about, and I remember hating it at the time. And I watched it again, and you know what? I was mildly surprised. It wasn't great, but it wasn't as awful as people made out to be. But I will say Kevin Spacey as Lex Luthor was a bit weird because he was acting a bit fucking weird.
Always does.
But Brandon Routh was actually a good Superman. It's just a pity he was always going to be back then. He was always going to be compared to Christopher Reeves, and he did have the look. But there's some funny moments in that movie, especially where like he's being shot at and one of the bullets hits his eye and it falls down on the ground. I mean, there was some moments in it. But some of the casting was horrible in that movie. I mean, Lois Lane was the actress that they got was horrible. What was her name? Kate Bosworth or something.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, she was she was horrible as Lois Lane. And this whole Superman's kid storyline thing, I didn't really sit well with me. You know, you kind of have to build that. Kind of have to build that up. And I know they were kind of going off the Christopher Reeve movies, but still, I mean, yeah, they fancied each other and all of that, but you kind of like jumped 17 steps and now all of a sudden she's pregnant, she had a kid, sort of thing, you know. So it was never really gonna capture the audience. But look, you know, I've seen worse movies, let's just say, but I wouldn't be going out of my way now to watch it again. I've watched it for a second time, and that'll be the last time. Disney don't want to recover. They love what they are doing. Well, if they don't recover, they're gone. I don't think they really. Well, maybe they do. They realize, but maybe it's the whole point, you know, so they can get rid of it. They have an excuse because I'm starting to get this conspiracy theory head on me, thinking that this is all being done deliberately by the industry so they can force all of these assholes out and actually start from scratch again.
The great Hollywood reset.
Could be because you can see some of the actors and all are coming out against the protesting and the strike, and they think it's pointless. But of course, you're also having the Doctor Who fandom. A lot of content creators have been asked by writers to boycott the series, but I can already see that that's not going to happen from the other side, because you know you had Mr. TARDIS talking today. So as you know, the RTD era is being remastered, and it's going to have that new ratio as well. So they're remastering it right now. He's going and telling everybody not to buy it, but he's going to get it anyway because, like, you know, that's part of his job, because it's not, he's a grifter. Basically, he has some nerve, like, telling you, like, not to buy it. But anyway, here's the thing. They've all been approached. I sent an email to ask to boycott Doctor Who. Apparently, season 14 and 15 are delayed, by the way, folks. That's the rumor. It's delayed. And these writers, listen, this is where I stand on it, right? I'm not supporting you writers, but I am boycotting Doctor Who. But I'm not boycotting Doctor Who because I support the writers. I'm boycotting Doctor Who's because they're scummy and because, you know, they're indoctrinating their kids And then all the while, then they have like despicable people working in the organization, you know, sending selfies and all of this other nonsense. Then you had that prolific fella, Jimmy Savile. Then you had a couple of more allegations that have recently come to light as well. That's why I'm boycotting. And I'm also boycotting because RTD is actually, you know, tripling, quadrupling down on what Chibs did, in the fact that, like, you know, you look at his castings, he's indoctrinating your kids. So, like, you know, that's why I'm not watching the show. But let's make it clear, that's why I'm not watching. I'm not supporting you writers, and I never will support you writers, because all you've ever done is call us every name under the sun because we didn't support your bullshit. So I don't have any sympathy for you. And as for the rest, listen, the rest of them are not going to support you either, right? They're not going to support you because they're going to lose out on revenue, and their revenue is more important, right? And they've proved that. They're a bunch of grifters. Not one of these people that you wrote an email to are going to support this boycott. So you're wasting your time. I hope they do boycott. Personally, I hope they do boycott. They'll bring the whole thing down. But this is why they won't. Because they know it'll bring the whole thing down. Because they know Doctor Who's been shabby over the last couple of years. But so they can't afford the boycott. So they're going to turn their backs on all these writers that they've been praising over these last 5-6 years, how great they were, giving us what we want, the diversity and the inclusion. But when it comes down to it, they'll sell their own granny, right, to watch this. Because you know why? It does everything that they want. Virtual signal. They don't care about story. They don't care about you guys either, right? Be under no illusion. They don't give two flying fucks about you writers, just like we don't, right? Yous have already written the show, written Doctor Who, so all they want to see now is the sexualization of characters, the gender swapping of characters, you know, all of this diversity, all of these different people coming in that tick boxes and all. That's what they're interested in, right? So you've done all of that for them. They don't give two flying craps for you. All they care about is the message, right? And you have already delivered that message, so they're not going to support you. And as I said, they don't want to miss out on those car payments, you know, just in case they have an accident with their car, or, you know, if they, you know, they're gambling debts, you know, because they have to pay off their gambling because they're gamblers, and, you know, they might be addicted to substances and all of this and all. That's what they're interested in, right? They're not interested in supporting you, and they won't support you, right? They won't support you. And, you know, I'm glad they're not supporting you, but they're not supporting you for the reasons why they shouldn't be supporting you, I should say. They're not supporting you because they can't afford to not make that money. So they're going to keep continuing to cover the shit show and talk about it. So sorry, folks, you know. And I do actually think, though, and I will say this in their defense a little bit, I do actually think it's quite funny that you writers think you can send emails to these content creators and, you know, ask them to boycott something because you're not happy with your work pay and conditions.
The narcissism.
I'm just glad you didn't write me an email, because you would have got a 2-word reply: get fucked. That's the reply you would have got off me.
You would have got an essay from me.
Because, oh no, just get fucked. No need for essays, PD.
Oh,
there is no need for essays.
I'd start it with a sheer effing hubris. That's what I'd start it with.
Right? Just get fucked. And if they ask why, I'll say, right, well, when we didn't like the gender swap of the Doctor, you called us sexists. When we saw that people were being cast based off their skin color rather than talent, we were called racists. I says, we've been called every name under the sun by you guys and by the media, and now you want us to support you. Yeah, get fucked.
Friends like that, who needs enemies, eh? Seriously.
How can Series 14 be delayed if they have finished filming? They haven't finished filming Series Yeah, they have finished filming Series 14. You're right. But there might be a delay in the fact that,
pick up some things. It could be pickups.
Yeah, because the writer's strike and all of that. Like, there's a lot of programs that are made in the US as well that have already been written. Do you remember? You hear it in the media. It's already written. It was written before the writer's strike and all of this. But it might get delayed. If anything, right, I will say about this rumor. If I was to give you my opinion, because I've done this before, what I'd say to you is more than likely Series 14 will go ahead without a hitch, but Series 15 there may be some doubts because obviously it's the next series, and then that's where they might come into issues. So I wouldn't be surprised if the rumored 60th anniversary and the 14th are delayed. I would say that's bullshit. I reckon it'd be Series 15 if anything.
Yeah, probably 15.
Anyway, that's all I'm going to talk about it anyway. But I just wanted to highlight the fact that, there's a grifter out there saying he's going to buy the box set and then he's telling others not to buy it. You know what I mean? Like, you can't have your cake and eat it. But I suppose if you go on your next holiday and your car breaks down, you won't own, you know what I mean? You'll be on begging for money anyway. So, you keep grifting away there, right? And by the way, even though I don't support, if you just want to buy the new box sets, that's up to you yourselves. I would say don't until BBC get their act together. But if you choose to buy it, I'm not going to tell you not to. That's not me. The only thing I would say is I wish people would go along with this boycott, because BBC have to change, and they have to change fast. Anyway, doesn't matter. That's it. I'm done with that. But PD, is there anything? Because normally we bring you on Wednesdays, and we try to get you to tell us, like, when Queen Charlotte, but myself and especially me, we don't really give you a chance to talk, as I said. So, is there anything? Because Wednesday we didn't really ask you if there was anything you wanted to talk about. So, is there anything you want to talk about tonight?
I think I'm just keeping an eye on it. What writer's strike at the moment, quite frankly. I mean, it's just ridiculous. To tell you the honest truth. And our old friend Snow White as well.
She's
It's all coming out about her now, isn't it? What she did to Gina Carano. She attacked Gina Carano as well. Oh my God. She's just an absolute narcissist. What's coming out? I've been watching a lot of WDW Pro and watching his scoop on it because he's very good. But why did Disney pick her to be Snow White if she hates Snow White? It's ridiculous, totally. So what are they doing? They're actually vetting these actors or just grabbing anyone now?
You mean every time she opens her mouth,
I know.
I just see the stock value of the movie just plummet. The box office just keep dropping and dropping. Look, this is what I'm going to say. And it's going to sound harsh, right? But if you were in the industry 10 years ago, you wouldn't have got this role. It would have actually went to who it should have went to. So this is what I'm going to say to you, is you're in a very privileged position right now. You've stolen a role from someone else, and that's exactly what you've done. We're not going to beat around the bush about it. You've stolen a role off someone else, and all you've done is come out and slate the project. So my question is, what is your motive?
Yeah.
What is your end game? Right? Because I know you're only young, you're only starting out and stuff, but the arrogance and the ego and self-entitlement you have is off the charts. Now, I thought I seen it all with some actors and actresses out there, especially the younger folk. They seem to have this bit of an ego and self-entitlement. Listen, you're in a very privileged position, right? You're taking on one of the most iconic Disney movies.
The
right?
iconic Disney role.
Okay? And all you've done is slay everything about it. This movie is dead in the water, by the way, just before we go any further. The box office is going to tank, and it's thanks to this woman. But I think after the way she has handled herself, the way she has carried herself in the industry, I think there will be people keeping an eye on this. And she will get more work, but I don't expect this girl to get any more high profile work after this Disney situation. Unless, you've got unless Kathleen Kennedy comes to the rescue, because she likes an elf feminist, or someone that is a fucking idiot. And that's what she is. She's an idiot. And then, right, you got her, and then you've got 7 diversity hires. Well, 6 diversity hires. Sorry, 6 diversity hires, and you got 1 token dwarf. Right, 1 token. Right, and again, as well, one of the so-called dwarfs is black. Where in Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs was there a black dwarf? I'm just asking. Right, there wasn't. So again, those roles, right, have been stolen away from dwarf actors. And it's thanks to Peter Dinklage, the little moron muppet, who thought because he made it, he was going to make sure that other dwarf actors and actresses didn't make it, because he wants to be the king of the dwarfs.
Yeah.
Right? He's an absolute fucking disgrace, he is. Right? Oh, yeah. You wouldn't see Warwick Davis do something like this, right? He wouldn't screw over other fucking people, right? And Warwick Davis made it before you, mate.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Totally ridiculous what Dinklage did. I'm glad Hornswoggle stepped up to the plate and had a go at him, because he was right.
Question: A Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. Question: Has she been in a movie that hasn't tanked? I've never seen her in that.
West Side Story tanked. She was in there.
Well, there you was. She in that? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, the update Steven Spielberg thing.
Yeah.
Forget about that. I remember all the hula about that fucking thing.
Yeah.
But the quality doesn't matter. The audience appreciation doesn't matter. It's all about the message. Exactly. Yeah. Message. That's it. It's gonna tank, man. It's gonna tank. And you know what? Disney have another flop, and they'll have another one after that, and another one after that, and another one after that.
Oh, did you hear about ESG? Apparently, companies are faking it. And like, surprise, This is what's happening with ESG scores at the moment. There's just a rumor out there of a lot of companies are actually faking their ESG scores and the DEI scores. Oh, just, what's the point of having it if you're just going to fake it anyway? It's like, this is what all these inclusion officers are all about now, faking DEI scores. It's ridiculous. Why don't you just get rid of the whole lot and just go back to normal? I don't know.
I just don't know anymore. I mean,
it's just
I mean, Disney and Hollywood have forgotten what their objective is. It's not. See, they think that it's their responsibility to do all of this messaging. No, it's not. No. Your fundamental responsibility is to entertain us, because we got to fill their day. People like to come home from work, make their dinner, sit down and watch a bit of TV. And when they turn on their TV, some people avoid the news because, the news is depressing. But then when they turn on their TV shows, they're getting depressed because you just keep in the face. So if you're a bloke, you're a cunt.
That's it.
If you're a woman, you're oppressed.
Yeah.
Right. If you're a black person, you're oppressed, right? If you're this, that, and the other, you're this, that, and the other. I'm sick of it all. Yeah. Like, leave a fucking out. Sick of it all, man. Bottom line is just entertain us, right? And I want you to give us entertainment. And listen, listen, I will say this: if Hollywood start doing what they do best, which is entertaining, they used to be, right? If they go back to that model and there's still people complaining and all of this, well, then then that they're a bunch of racist assholes,
yeah,
right? But you call everybody racist assholes and all of this and sexist, and it's not true. The most of us and the majority of the public just want to be able to turn on TV and have a laugh, or whether it's watch their favorite sci-fi program or their favorite soap or drama, whatever it is, right? But every time they turn it on, it's like, you're, oh, by the way, you're stupid because climate change is real. Look at black people get terrorized stuff. Look, now it's look at the poor trans people. They've no rights, right? That's what you get in your programs, right? You watch Doctor Who, or you watch Star Trek, or you watch Star Wars. That's the bollocks that you get, right? It's supposed to be a fucking sci-fi franchise, and that's what they give you.
Davis was 6 foot.
We got a super chat here, and I suppose it is a valid point. Lord of the Rings had a 6 foot man as a dwarf, but back then, how long ago was Lord of the Rings made?
90s, late 90s, early 2000s.
Right. So we've moved on. We've moved on quite a lot since then as a society, I would say. I say we've made great strides. I think that's the point I'm making here. Right? At the end of the day, it's the same with
oh yeah, he was 6'1". You're right. He was 6'1", John Rhys Davis. I thought it was shorter. I thought it was like 5'8" or something. No, he was 6'1".
But at the end of the day, that's the way it was back then. We've gotten cinema. Cinema has moved on, and there is a lot of dwarf actors now that are actually in the industry. But let's be honest, they're unfortunately, well, whether it's unfortunate or not, I just don't,
Yeah.
There wouldn't be too many stories, do you know what I mean? So unless you got things like Lord of the Rings going, or this Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs was the perfect opportunity to get that more inclusion involved and do it the right way, right? And then cast someone properly as fucking Snow White, right? And actually write a good story parallel to the fucking original animation, and people would have got behind it.
Yeah. I mean, come on, we've had some good dwarven actors with dwarfism. We've had Roy Davis, we've had Vern Troyer. Really good actors. Vern Troyer didn't kick up a fuss like Dinklage did. He was great. He was good fun at conventions, Vern was. It's just weird.
It's actually sad. It's actually sad.
I keep saying dwarven guy. I should be saying person with dwarfism. Sorry, it's just my brain.
I remember when he passed away, didn't he?
Yeah,
a while back. It was sad, man.
It was nice.
It was sad. Also, if you look at it, you had back in the day the Wizard of Oz. They used a lot of dwarf actors and kids, because so Hollywood has done this before, right? Yeah. They just don't do it as often because, as I said, I'm not saying there's not many stories that can cater to dwarf people. Obviously there is. If you go out there, obviously there is. But what I'm saying is Hollywood is being limited with the stories that they do, Disney and all. So it's up to Disney to kind of up their game, and this is what I'm talking about. Instead of rehashing old things like Snow White, all of the Lion King and all of this, you move forward and you actually create new roles. But no, new stories, new roles. Come on. And then there was the man with the dwarfs were taller back then. Herb Vinchales from Fantasy Island, and the man with the golden gun. Yeah, that's what I mean. So Hollywood, I mean, they've done okay, I think, personally, but people just, And I mean, look, I saw that interview with Piers Morgan with the dwarf actor on it, and he actually made the point, and it is true. Roles like this are very limited, right? And they're not flushed with work like, as he said, with taller people, right? So when roles like this come along, there's a lot of them fighting to try and get the job, right? But they don't mind that. But when they see the likes of Hugh Grant, who's going to be playing an Oompa Loompa, that's wrong. That is wrong. Even if I'm correct in saying, didn't they? Even in the Johnny Depp one, the actor that they used to play the Oompa Loompa was actually a dwarf actor as well. So even in that one, I think even Tim Burton used the dwarf actor.
That was the same guy who played what's his name? Was it size double in Lord of the Rings? I can't remember his name. But yeah, he's been around. I mean, come on,
he's been around donkey's years.
I know.
Yeah.
He's did loads of things. They're playing these little tiny parts.
It's been around for years. He has, and again, it's absolute. No, it is, man. Now, look, you know me. I'm not all for this virtual signaling crap and all of this. But when there's genuine roles there for the people that they keep saying they need to pander to, and then they ignore them, that does boil me fucking blood, right? That does boil me fucking blood. Because
Deep Roy was in Doctor Who, for God's sake. He was puppet.
Yeah.
Come on, he's been on Doctor Who. Deep Roy, I mean, hasn't got dwarfism. He's just very short. He's only 4.
Yeah, he was also Mr. Sin in Doctor Who. Peter Think, ever hear of an amazing Command Time Bandits? They were some amazing actors.
He was in Star Trek Into Darkness. He was Kinsa, for God's sake, from Star Trek.
No. It's crazy. It's bang out of order. It is, right? And this is an opportunity for Hollywood to actually do the fucking right thing here. But they go and preach to us, and that's why it annoys me, because they preach to us about how we should all be, and we should be all inclusive. But then when it comes to the crunch, when it comes to them to be inclusive, they cop fucking out, they do. And remember, these are the same people, right, that have come out and called fans racist. But yeah, anytime a movie is released in China and they have a poster in China, Disney have no problem with making the black characters that they have in Star Wars smaller or taken off the poster. But yet they'll go and call everybody else racist. Disney, that's racist. You should, at the end of the day, right? It's China's problem if they have a problem with black people, which we know that they do, right? But at the end, if you have a movie poster for that country and then they go to edit it, you shouldn't show the movie there. You shouldn't. You should fucking boycott. And I know the Chinese market, the Asian market is a big market, but you should fucking boycott it. Grow a set of fucking balls, right? And grow some cojones and actually, have some integrity. But you don't. So that's why they're hypocrites. This is why we give out about them, and this is why I don't care if Disney, it will be sad to see the Disney brand go, because I grew up with it all my childhood, and it was great when I was growing up, and it will be sad, but it fucking deserves it. It deserves it, and I've no sympathy now, right? If you're not going to do things right, and you're going to preach to all of us, well, then you can get fucked. That's my new thing now. Get fucked.
They seriously need to. It's gone too far, mate. This whole thing's gone way too far. It just needs to go. It needs to go. Too long it's been going on.
I mean, it's absolute crap. I mean, the
thing that annoys me about this whole thing, we're telling them, if you do this, what's going to happen? We told about it 5 or 6 years ago. If you go down this route, this is what's going to happen. It's all kicking off now. It's like, well, what we told you.
Yeah, but they banked on the other side, even though they were a vocal minority. But the vocal minority had a lot of power, but they were banking on them to continue to grow in power as the years went on. But unfortunately, what's happened is we've grown in numbers, and we've grown in power. And now you could see that the tide is turning in some parts of this culture war, but there's still some companies that still refuse to bow down to what's right and are continuing to make mistakes.
Yeah.
So look, if they want to keep going down that route, let them. They're going to end up bankrupting themselves. And then if this is a plan, which I think it is really, I think they are sabotaging themselves now at this stage. I think they know they fucked up.
Yeah.
And it's too late for them to reverse. So this writer's strike, and now them putting out, look, they're putting out movies, they know they're substandard. I mean, Bob Iger, imagine Bob Iger coming out, oh, we're going to put out better quality content. Right, that's fair enough. We've all seen the promo for Snow White. So where's the quality there, Bob? Where's the fucking quality, Bob?
Yeah, where's the quality, Bob? It's like, oh, God, oh, I just don't know. No.
Don't kiss me arse, Bob. You don't know what you're talking about. Listen, a fucking monkey would do your fucking job better, Bob.
Oh, God, yeah. Well, we had a monkey doing his job before, didn't we?
Actually, do you know what we should do? We should get Walt Disney out of cryostasis, right? Yeah. And I know he's still he's dead, but like we should just fucking get him out, man. His ghost will fucking write better shit. Seriously, at this fucking stage, just fucking put Walt there, right?
Yeah.
Fuck it. Yeah.
Get Roy Disney Jr. to do it, probably do a better job. God almighty. Seriously, what is wrong with Disney? They have gone off a cliff. I mean, I stopped going to their theme parks after 2005 because they started changing everything. But I'm hearing from WDW Pro that the theme parks are even worse now. It's like you go to Epcot, it's just nothing but bloody wooden walls everywhere. They're doing nothing but construction. Or should I say deconstruction for what it looks like. The place is a mess. And they're destroying their best ride. I mean, okay, we all know Song of the South is racist, but that was their most successful bloody ride, and they're destroying it. But Disneyland Japan is refusing to revamp their Splash Mountain. Absolutely refusing. They just had enough. They're just killing themselves with virtue. It's ridiculous. Never seen anything like it, Noel. There's just a stupidity behind it. Absolute rank stupidity.
It actually is, because I mean, you know, they're supposed to be about making money, but obviously they don't want to make money. So I mean, they're gonna have another. I mean, they've got the Marvels to come out as well, don't they? I mean, they've got Snow White, which is a Disney proper production, but then you've obviously got the Marvels, which is in the Marvel universe, which they own, and that's gonna tank as well. I mean, it's all of these other companies as well that's not helping Disney and putting more pressure on Disney. I mean, I never thought, because I said this, and I've admitted since then, I never thought this could actually happen. But I always thought Disney was too big because it had its finger in a lot of pies. But the problem is that not only is Disney failing, but a lot of the pies that they actually have fingers in, they're going down the same route as well.
Yeah,
right?
I know.
And they own some other businesses as well that's not even in the entertainment industry, and they've been pandering as well. So they're screwed all over the place.
Yeah. Sorry, a little amendment to earlier. Sorry, it wasn't Deep Roy who was Elijah was stunt double. It was Kieran Saha, but he's been in a lot of stuff as well. He was in Return of the Jedi as an Ewok. He's been loads of stuff, Dark Crystal, everything. But anyway, you're right. I think going back to what we were talking about, I think Disney should never have bought Fox. They should never have put their finger into Hulu, because I think I've got this bad feeling about Hulu that Comcast rigged that. They rigged it to destroy Disney, and now it's taking effect because they're to sell their soul to buy a Hulu now, or fall out. And I think it's just
there. You go. I'll let you take this, man. JWC reviews there's a question up on the chat there, on the screen there. Noel, if Disney crash, will someone else, maybe Apple, buy it? Now, you know the industry better than I do, PD. And I did actually briefly ask you. Oh, there goes me. See these fucking AirPods, right? See?
Yeah.
Just before we get on to that, right? See the AirPods, right? the AirPods, right? You can get fucked, right? Get fucked, right? This is why people, right, have to keep going out and buying them, right? Doesn't matter what fucking connection you put in the rubber part, they still fall out your ears. But just know that, don't you, just con fucking artists? Sorry.
Yeah. No. I've gone from earphones. I've also went from earphones anyway, AirPods/earphones anyway, because if you go on the underground, there's high pressure. They can actually damage your ears. So I went over ears instead when I'm out and about. I know they look a bit silly, but rather be safe than sorry, if you know what I mean.
Anyway.
Where was it? JWC. Yeah. There is a rumor that Apple wants to buy, and the problem with Apple is this comes from a professional. This comes from a professional producer, I think from what is it called? From October Films, who I once met. He turned around and said the problem with Apple is they don't know what they want to be. So if they bought Disney, it might be a positive for Apple because they'd get an identity. Because they don't know what they want to stream. They're a streamer that doesn't know what they want to stream at the moment. If they got hold of Hulu, it might actually be good for them. Because it might boost them up, and then they'll kind of get a direction with Disney Plus and Hulu, and be able to put Apple TV into it as well, and know exactly what they want to stream. It might be a plus, but I don't think they want to. That's the thing. There's all this thing coming from Apple. They just don't want to, but I hope they do, because they need some bloody direction, Disney, at the moment, because they've got none. They're going off a cliff. Anyway,
I thought was Sidney Poitier, whatever his name. Was he not the first? Was he not the first black man to win an Oscar? I thought he won an Oscar.
He did win an Oscar because that's why it was so big. There's a nice little rumor actually from Star Wars: A New Hope. George Lucas wanted Sidney Poitier to be what Mace Windu in it, but they had to cut the entire scene for time. So Mace Windu was supposed to be in A New Hope. He was supposed to be the Jedi on the ship, but never happened. So that's sad.
That's actually why I do want to talk about Lucas for a minute.
Yeah.
Because I see a lot of Star Wars fans saying that George Lucas's legacy has been ruined by Kathleen Kennedy. And I'm just going to say this. You are wrong. Right? No matter what she's done to it, you are wrong. Right? And I'll tell you why you are wrong. Right? George Lucas was the one that decided to sell it to Disney. If he wanted to protect it or he cared about it, he wouldn't have sold it to Disney. Okay? So the bottom line is everything that's happening to Disney Star Wars right now is because George Lucas decided to sell it because he didn't know what to do with it himself. Or he had grown tired because he was getting older and wanted to enjoy his life. Okay? Now, I don't blame him for wanting to enjoy his life. Be under no illusion, though, he is partly responsible for what is happening in Star Wars right now. Okay? So he can sit at home and be moping all he wants, or there's reports that he's pissed off at what Disney has done with it. Well, then you shouldn't have fucking sold it in the first place. Okay? Yeah. Simple as fucking that. I've no sympathy. I swear I've none. I've none. Right? George Lucas did this as well. Okay? It's not just Kathleen Kennedy. George Lucas did this. He took the money and he ran. And then when he didn't like what they were doing with it, then he started to melt off. Right? So he shouldn't have sold it.
Yeah, I kind of feel slightly the same way. But the problem was Disney was supposed to agree that they'd take a load of his, bring him on as a creative consultant like they did with Gene Roddenberry on the Star Trek movies. But it never happened. So that's why he's annoyed about the whole thing. I mean, it was all coming out the closet with, not Solo, the one before it, with Rogue One. Sorry, yeah, Rogue One.
Rogue One is the only decent movie that they've done.
Yeah.
Right, it didn't even need to be made, but it turned out to be the best thing that they made in the Star Wars universe.
Yeah, that's because George Lucas was a creative consultant on it, and the director was a massive fan of George, and he was a friend with George as well.
And everybody does like that movie. like people hate to say it because it's Disney brand, right? But people secretly really do love that movie. It is a good movie. It is. It's a nice little segue into A New Hope. It was unnecessary. That's the thing about it. It was one of those movies that was unnecessary, but it actually worked.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
And after Rogue One, a lot of people said, okay, Disney can write a Star Wars movie, so bring it on. But you're seeing what happened.
Yeah.
If Kathleen Kennedy leaves now, it makes no difference. She's not leaving. I don't know why people keep buying those rumors. Listen, she's leaving fucking 8 years now. She's not going anywhere. So she's even been, you know, they did a recent interview with her. You know, she's talking about Ahsoka and all of this. She's not going anywhere, right? So people need to stop listening to gobshites out there who keep saying she's leaving. Eventually, they'll get it right like Notre Dame, because, you know, you keep repeating the same fucking thing over and over again. It's going to eventually come fucking true. So, like, why is up, man? They haven't got a fucking clue, right? None of them have a clue, right? She's there. Oh, she's gone upstairs. Now she's gone downstairs. I think she's been moved here. She's been moved down. No, she's out the door on Monday. They've had enough of her. Blah, blah, blah. Nobody wants the job. Right?
Yeah.
That's the bottom line. That's why Bob Iger is back as well. Nobody wants that job either. Right? So be under no illusion. Those two gobshites are going nowhere anytime soon.
Poison chalice. Right? Poison chalice.
Right? Who'd want that job anyway? Come on. Come on.
Yeah, that's the problem. It's like Lucasfilm is a poison chalice. I mean, Marvel might be able to pull it back from the edge with Deadpool 3. I hope they can. So
disagree. I disagree. Look, Deadpool 3 will be one of those things. It'll be an anomaly within the universe.
So you think it's going to be like?
It'll do well. Look, it'll do well because it's Deadpool. You are right. It'll do well because it's Deadpool. But it's not going to resurrect that franchise. I mean, that universe. It's done.
You're probably right.
It's done. The Deadpool 3 will do well because Deadpool 2 was a bit disappointing. So they need to step it up for the third one. So everybody is looking forward to it. But beyond no illusion, this isn't going to save it. It's the same with James Gunn. And let's get on to him because James Gunn responded to a fan and said, he was never doing a young Superman movie anyway, because people were questioning why he fired Henry Cavill, right? And originally, it was rumored that because he wanted to do a young Superman, but now he's come out to actually say that he's not doing a young Superman. So basically what he's done is he's just sacked all the people that were there before and brought in his own pals to do these
Chris
roles.
Chibnall, he's done a Chris Chibnall.
Right? So that's what he's done.
Yeah. Oh, God. It's going to be a disaster, this new DC extended universe. Absolute disaster. They always do this. Like, DC can't get their own bloody creations right. They haven't gotten ready. They haven't gotten right since since Superman the bloody animated series.
Is an honorary Oscar though the same as actually receiving an Oscar? Because you know they also gave an honorary Oscar to Charlie Chaplin, like you know.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, technically you're right, but I would say that the first black man to win an Oscar, actually win one, was Sidney.
Sydney.
Yeah. Because as you said, that one was an honorary Oscar, so it's not the same as winning an Oscar. So yes, technically we're about right.
Yeah.
Deadpool might do well, but believe me, Ryan doesn't fit Kevin Feige's ideals. If anything, they will introduce Gwenpool into the MCU proper. I don't know. Just look, all I just say is once he doesn't interfere in Deadpool and lets Ryan do what he's been doing with the franchise, then we should be okay. Because I think if Ryan thought that there was too many people interfered and he'd walk away, because remember, he's fought for this a long time. He's wanted to play Deadpool this way. It's his baby. Technically, it's receiving, getting, but given for merit, Sydney was great. Yeah, I mean, for me, an Oscar is an Oscar. Sydney won. Yeah, I mean, but Sydney won his, though. So, I mean, the history books are going to show the first black man to win an Oscar is Sydney.
Yeah.
They're not going to mention your guy, James, or whatever his name is. Sorry, I'm not being disrespectful, but the history books will say it's Sydney.
Yeah, it will be.
No, diss on Sydney. He was amazing. Yeah, I know you're not dissing. But I'm just saying, the history books will see it the other way, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Because honorary Oscars are a different thing. I mean, as I said, Charlie Chaplin got one.
It's still an Oscar, but you didn't technically go through. It's a life achievement kind of Oscar, not a proper Oscar. So you didn't win it.
And in fairness, he was probably the reason why he was given it is because he was obviously in something where he probably should have won it, but because of the racism that was in the industry at the time, he didn't win one. So I think it was a nice touch that he actually got that honorary Oscar because, they let's be honest, movie stars and film stars of that color skin, unfortunately, weren't treated the same as their white counterparts. So it has to be acknowledged. So it's fair play to Hollywood for acknowledging it, but they don't make classic movies like that anymore. Why no one going to theaters? He won it for being Uncle Remus. Okay. He won it for being Uncle Remus.
In Son of the South. Wow. Yeah.
Right. So, right. Because I've watched Song of the South, because it was different over here in Ireland. I got to see that movie. And I know where you can actually watch that movie right now, actually. He didn't deserve an Oscar. I'm sorry, but he didn't deserve an Oscar. I don't get that, actually. I've seen the movie, so I would tell you if I thought he didn't deserve an Oscar. So why was he given an Oscar? I mean, zip-de-doo-dah, zippity-day. Okay, he sings a song, great. That's an Oscar-winning performance.
Charles Walcott, are you? Oh, no.
Was it even? Yeah, I was going to say that JWC reviews. It does sound like that even back in the day, doesn't it? Because I think maybe Disney, because of the backlash, because it was a racist movie and stereotypical, which it was, by the way. This is the one thing that Hollywood, that Disney actually did right, was bury that movie. Yeah. Seriously, because it's stereotypical. You watch that movie, it's a fucking hard watch. I got to be honest.
Oh, yeah. It's more of a dedication.
Right? So was it tokenism? Because, the fact that there was a lot of, you were accused of racism and all, so maybe they thought, well, if we give him an Oscar, we appease the crowd.
Yeah, he died in 1948.
He did. Yeah, he didn't deserve an Oscar. Sorry, but I've seen the movie.
Oh, that's an honorary one for Son of the South in night. But yeah, he died 2 years after Son of the South.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting, he got it for his role in Song of the South, yet modern Hollywood has cancelled that movie. Well, it wasn't modern Hollywood. It was classic Hollywood that banned the movie. That movie was banned back in the day, man.
Yeah.
It was offensive to Blade and everybody. The song is catchy. Like, I always used to sing that song as a kid, not knowing, because I saw the movie. Obviously, I saw the movie, but, I only saw it the one time as a kid and then never saw it again because obviously then there was a backlash to it. But that song used to always pop up in pop culture, when they did all of these type of movie shows. That song would always come up.
Yeah.
They'd
always play it in Disney as well. Around Walt Disney World, they'd always play Zippity Doo Dah.
No, that's what I'm saying, Chris. It was shown on TV when we were all kids, but then it was quickly in all the film boards around the country. The movie was actually banned. It actually was banned, but it was banned a few years back then, though. I think that movie has been banned since. Hold on, I'll tell you now how long the movie's been banned for. But go on, you were going to say something there, PD Rich. While I'm checking to see how long.
Yeah. Song of the South was that music. Zippity Doodah was played a lot when I was walking around Walt Disney World back in like 2005. It was like one of their signature theme songs. Everything and adverts, everything around the parks. It was insane. It was also on the ride, of course, but that's because you're on the ride. But everywhere you go, anything to do with like the Magic Kingdom, it was always zippity doodah, zippity day, or every 5 minutes.
This is what was said. This is what it says here. So the movie has been released on video and Laserdisc in many other countries, but never in the United States. In December of 2001, Song of the South was withdrawn worldwide. So it was never shown in the States, but was withdrawn worldwide in 2001. So, Chris, in fairness to you, I have to give it to you. But I do think in Ireland it was actually banned because we were a Catholic country, you know. So it definitely was banned in our country. I do remember only seeing it once. But there you go. It's been pulled worldwide since December 2001, but it was never released in the United States. Never released in the United States.
Yeah. It's one of those. Yes, it's one of. Look, I can understand it though. You can understand why that one was banned. It's now locked in the Disney vault, never to see the light of day again.
Oh, and listen to this. Disney has no soundtrack album rights on the title of Song of the South. And they don't, and it actually doesn't own the movie and never has. So there you go. There's a bit of information for you there. So even though it was branded under Disney, it wasn't their movie. It wasn't their movie.
Whose was it? So I'm gonna whack on Wikipedia.
That's a good fucking question. But do we really care? But there you go, Chris. Well done, man.
Yeah.
Well done. You were spot on. Maybe in Canada it was still like, you know, it was allowed, but in the States they never got to see it.
Yeah, Disney produced it. Weird.
But it's not their movie, yeah. It's weird produced it, but not their movie.
Whose is it? Weird.
They haven't said because the company that's probably behind it doesn't want that to fucking do with it, I bet you.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man.
And all the adverts, it says Walt Disney's Song of the South. Wow.
Yeah, I know, man. Jesus.
Oh, I think they've figured it, haven't they? They've They've given up all the rights and just let it die. That's what I think they've done.
Probably done that. I wouldn't be surprised if they did. I mean, that is a tactic that they normally
let the rights lapse, and just giving it up.
Use. Remember, Walt Disney back in the day, anyway, did a lot of Nazi propaganda in these cartoons as well. Walt was a bit of a. Well, it's rumored that Walt was a communist. So a lot of these beliefs and the racism, he was like look. Walt Disney was a genius for what he did with Disney, and original Disney. He worked hard on it and he believed in what he was doing, and it was about entertaining. But he did do all of these propaganda cartoons and movies that have been since either never shown again. I don't know if they're officially banned, but they've only been shown a couple of times.
Yeah.
But I remember watching. Was it Donald Duck? Was it Donald Duck?
Which
Donald Duck Disney?
He does the Hitler impression. That one.
Yeah, where he does the Nazi cartoon. Yeah, I've seen that a few times myself. Now, got to be honest, as a kid, but that's what I'm saying. Walt wasn't perfect, but that movie. Look, you could say that that the Song of the South was rightly banned because of the stereotypical nature and how they portrayed black people, right? But obviously back then they had a different attitude to today, But for me personally, I think Song of the South personally could be used as an educational tool in the film industry.
Yeah.
You know, on what not to do, and why it's bad to portray characters in a certain light. It could be used for that purpose. You know, you could make some good out of it by using it as a educational tool for the younger writers that are coming up to say, look, this is what you don't do. Yeah. But this is what they're doing in the industry now, but they've disguised it as diversity. Listen, Hollywood's racist. We've seen it, folks.
Yeah,
it's blatantly, openly racist now, and they do it in the name of diversity and inclusion.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So it's flipped now. In fairness, Chris, you know what? Song of the South was banned in 2001. Do you know what? Maybe they'd actually reintroduce it again and call it a fucking teaching tool. Because of that. Like do it behind the scenes, I would say, use it as a but they'd fucking re-release the thing and everything. But here's a high definition version of it.
Yeah.
Here's a 2-minute extended version of Zippity Doo Dah, Zippity Day. My oh my, what a wonderful. It is a good song though.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. It's a good song. Horrible movie, but good song. Good song.
Yeah. I don't know what's happening to Disney. I couldn't tell you. I'm enjoying it. It's turning into a soap opera though, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, you know what? As I said, they can get fucked.
They killed themselves, in my opinion.
They have.
They killed themselves.
Oh, the shit has hit the fan. The shit has hit the fan. Disney's in trouble. Disney's in trouble.
Second lawsuit.
So, the director, son of Snow White, has criticized insulting his father's work by doing the Disney remake starring that one.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm not even going to mention the name. So the son of the director who directed the original Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs has come out and criticized Disney for insulting his father's work.
Ooh.
There you
Nasty.
The shit is going to hit the fan.
Oh, have you heard about the Disney lawsuits at the moment?
Disney are getting sued all over the place, mate.
They're getting sued by all the kind of the equity companies. That's not equities in DEI. That's equities in equity companies that were funding Fox films. They never got a cut of the money when Disney took over. Disney just tried to ignore them and brush them off. But now the equity companies are suing Disney for lost revenue. So it's all kicking off. That company's dead. The second they buy Hulu, I think they're going to be dead.
Oh, by the way, something to make you aware of, because it's important if you are on X or Twitter or whatever you call it personally yourselves. I'm trying to just keep it to the new branding and call it X. So, the most intelligent man on the planet, apparently, and I say apparently, or allegedly, has decided that all blocked and muted accounts that you blocked and muted, you will no longer have the ability to block users on Twitter or X. Apparently, you can block them in the private messages, but you will not be able to block an account that harasses you on Twitter or X anymore. Because Elon Musk is taking that ability away. Now, for one of the smartest men,
richest,
sorry, allegedly smartest man on the planet, has done something absolutely idiotic. Now, as you know, yourselves in the Doctor Who fandom, I've had to deal with shit over the last 6 years. Now, every single one of those accounts that threatened me life, that sent me abusive messages, that harassed me wife and me friends, are going to be back.
Oh, for God's sake, that's a bit stupid move.
So, if you've ever been harassed online, or you've ever been doxxed, by the way, those people that originally doxxed you, that you blocked, right, that you couldn't get them off Twitter because Twitter is not doing their job, they're going to have the ability to come back at you now. Now, as I said, if I have to fight off every gobshite that I blocked on here since I've been here, I will do that. I have the mental strength, like a lot of people do, to handle this. But there's a lot out there that won't be able to. And I do fear, not worried about me, but I do fear that the most vulnerable are now going to be open to some of the most horrendous abuse on that platform. And I do believe that some will be pushed to the edge. And all I'll just say to Elon Musk is this: is it really worth doing this? Because do you want someone's blood on your hands? Because if you allow some of these harassers, or you allow all of these harassers to come back, then you're going to push some people to the edge of doing something silly because you didn't protect them. Your job on social media is to protect us from any harm. We championed you when you took over this app, that you're going to do right for free speech. We've already seen that's bullshit, right? And now you're doing this. As I said before to people, and people need to wake up, Elon Musk pretends to be a man of the people. Elon Musk pretends a lot, right? But all Elon Musk is a grifter. Even the Mark Zuckerberg thing has proved to me that gobshite is all talk, right? Zuckerberg has said to him, come on, let's get it on, right? But Elon knows for a fact that he's going to have his head thumped in so bad, and he's going to be embarrassed, that he's making up and he's showing off, I'm going to turn up at your house, when he knows that he's not there. Right? Zuckerberg is so serious that he moved an octagon into his back garden so he could do this. Elon hasn't taken it seriously one step of the way, keeps joking and laughing and showing off to his new pals on X. Right? He's an elitist as well. Be under no fucking illusion. Just because he pretends he's a man of the people, he's an elitist. He's a billionaire. He's down with the crowd. Even his new CEO has ties to the WEF. Right? Be under no illusion. He is no different to Bill Gates, except he's not doing some of that half of the crazy shit that Bill Gates is doing. But he's still censoring people, right? He's still bringing people in that people say, what you doing, Elon? Right? I wouldn't be trusting that man. And now he's done the ultimate. All of my harassers over the last 5 or 6 years are going to get a free reign now. Every single one of them when he enacts this. I don't think it's enacted right now. But when he does now, I'm going to get a fucking shitload of shit. I don't care. They can bring it on. Come on, bring it on is what I fucking say. You know, I've had a bit of a break from this. Come on, bring it on, Rocky. Let's go. Right? Not a fucking bother. But there'll be people out there that won't be able to fucking hack it. Right? And you really want fucking people's lives on your hands. Because I tell you fucking something, you do this, it's the worst fucking thing that you've done for a so-called clever fucking man. This is dumb. This is fucking stupid. Like, what are you fucking at? You've already fucking destroyed Twitter anyway. I can't believe I'm actually saying it, but it's true. You've destroyed the fucking app. Right? And now you're going further. And the reason why you're unblocking all of these accounts, because you need the traffic. You keep bragging about how well Twitter or X is doing. It's not doing well. It's not doing well. Right? And that's the bottom line. And you've screwed over people like me and others out there that don't have a blue check mark. You fucked up with our algorithm. We hardly get any interaction unless we go in and see who we're following and see what they've said. Right? So you've screwed up with our algorithm. Also, we're getting pointless fucking porn. I'm getting porn and OnlyFans girls and fucking OnlyFans with blokes, right, in me fucking thread. I don't even follow these fuckers, and they're coming up on me thread because that's how you've set the algorithm, right? You fucked it up, right? And now you're going to fuck with the rest of us now by allowing all of these trolls now back to do what they do. You're an absolute disgrace of a human being, right? And you know what? People want to stop getting conned by that con artist, right? He doesn't give two fucks about anybody on Twitter, right? All he gives a fuck about is making money. And that's all he's concerned about, because he bought it for such. He's doing all of these things. And don't get me wrong, it is about making money. But he's doing it at the detriment of people that have been loyal to that platform. And it's absolutely disgusting.
I can't really comment because I'm not on Twitter. Never liked the platform from day one. So, yeah, I'll stick to Facebook. Thank you very much, even though I can't stand Zuckerberg.
Yeah, Zuckerberg is going to destroy him, though.
Yeah.
Even if he does take on the fight, he shouldn't have started with him in the first place. I know Zuckerberg and him have been they've been at each other anyway, but this was the wrong way to go about. I mean, Elon Musk's ma tried to fucking stop him from being embarrassed by saying, "Let's make it a mind fucking competition," because the both of them are supposed to be intelligent men, and he could have solved it that way. But now Elon had to show off, "Oh no, I'm gonna do Rocky Balboa on this gun. I'm gonna kill Zuckerberg. Zuckerberg is gonna have you down and choke you out in the first round." This guy is not pricking about. Go and watch Zuckerberg fight. He fights real people out there.
I know.
He does be in competitions. He's gonna rip Elon's head off. It's not, and you know what the funny thing is? These Elon Musk supporters and the ones that blow smoke up his ass actually think he's gonna win. He's not. It's gonna be over in round one, right? It'd be pointless fucking Dana White setting this up. This is why they said that, because it's gonna be over within the first round, right?
Yeah.
As soon as Zuckerberg gets a hold of Elon, that's it. It's over. It's over.
Yeah.
He choke him out and he's done. He's out for the count. Right? Jesus Christ. Elon doesn't have a bleeding hope in hell. He's not even fit. He's not even training properly. He's not even taking it seriously. He even posts up photographs of videos of him and his kids saying they're training for Zuckerberg. Like, you're going to be destroyed, you clown.
Yeah.
But he's pandering to, this dog fella on Twitter and this Elon Musk parody account and all of these other gobshites that will blow smoke up his ass and tell him how wonderful he is and his Cybertruck is gorgeous. Fuck off.
Awful.
It's a fucking awful piece of shit, man. It's like some 3-year-old, Joe, draw me a car. Okay, Daddy.
Yeah.
And then Elon says, "Oh, we'll go with that. That's a great design."
Yeah, it's designed by his kid. Awful design.
I'm going to listen in a while. I have a lunch with my dad. Enjoy our lunch, Chris. Don't know what you're having, but enjoy your lunch with your dad. And we'll talk to you soon, mate. Have a good one. Elon could build a robot double and get him to knock Zuckerberg out. He can afford it, yeah, but if it's proper old school, those two in an octagon together, it's over for Elon. There is no fight. I'm sorry, but there's not. I've watched Zuckerberg fight and I've seen Elon so-called fight. This isn't a fight, right? This is a mismatch, right? This isn't even like Rocky and Apollo Creed, right? This is worse than Rocky and Apollo Creed because at least Rocky had a chance. Elon doesn't have a chance. He doesn't.
No whatsoever.
Right? I'm that confident that he wouldn't win that I'd make a bet with Elon Musk. You beat Zuckerberg, you give me a blue check mark. If you win against Zuckerberg, I will buy a blue check mark for the year. Right? That's how confident I am that Zuckerberg beats Elon. There is no way that this fight goes past the first round. No way. I've been watching MMA for decades, right? I've been watching boxing for decades. There is no way that Zuckerberg is losing this fight. There's not.
Yeah.
Like Jody playing the doctor, exactly. Yeah, exactly. But we won't go there. We won't go there because we don't want to mention that woman. But Let me see if there's anything else now. I don't think there is anything else. I mean, it's mostly Disney stuff anyway, because Disney. Because why isn't it? Why isn't it Disney? It's always fucking Disney, isn't it?
Bad management.
Jesus Christ, Dolly Parton. What the fuck? Jesus, the Dolly Parton hasn't fucking It's like she hasn't aged.
I know.
I mean, that woman is a fucking national treasure, isn't she? I love Dolly.
I love Dolly. She's a nice girl.
I think we all love Dolly. She's doing something with Paul McCartney there. Thanks, Dolly, for doing my song. I love your version, and I'm very pleased to be by your side on this one. Rock on, love, Paul. Also, they done a duet together. I might have to check that song out, actually. Because I do like Dolly.
Oh, I love Dolly Parton. She's generally a lovely person. Dollywood's apparently doing better than Disney at the moment.
Yeah.
Her park's doing better.
No one gave Rocky Balboa a chance yet. Yeah, but Rocky had boxing skills, right? And Rocky had that strong. What was it? Was a right hook? Yeah. Right. Right. This is how the Elon Musk fight and Zuckerberg fight will go. This is Elon. Right, and this will be Zuckerberg.
Whack, yeah.
Right, done. Right, before you even blink, it's done. This is not. Listen, this ain't a fight. This ain't a fight. Elon's not taking it seriously. Listen, I would take on Zuckerberg, right, and I take it seriously. Would I win? No, I probably wouldn't win. But I do the training, and I'll try my very best to beat him. This fella is not even making it. Elon's not even making an effort. And then he goes and says, well, I'm going to turn up at your door, right? I'm going to train out your back garden, when he knows that Zuckerberg has flown somewhere. So he's only shown off in front of all of his little pals that he gave check marks to and stuff like that. That blows smoke up his ass, right? The bottom line is, if this was a real fight, I know fighting. I think the most of us know fighting. It's game over. Zuckerberg wins this, and you know, here's the thing: Elon Musk's mother knows he was going to get beaten by Zuck, right? She also knew that he was going to be embarrassed. That's why she came out and she said what she said on X, right? She tried to discourage this from happening, because she even knows that her son is going to be He's going to be embarrassed. He's going to be embarrassed. He's going to be embarrassed. And then he keeps texting all the, train me. Listen, Elon, Zuckerberg has been training for this fight, and is fighting another fight. And he's even said now he's sick and tired of that he's going to go and fight in these competitions. Like, you know, this guy is ready to fight you. He'll fight you tomorrow, but you're not ready. Right? You'd rather show off, have a laugh with your pals, right? Jesus Christ, man, I'd fight you and I'd beat you. And I haven't fought in ages, so I used to box. Haven't fought in ages, right? But I'd even beat you because you're not taking it seriously, because I would take it seriously. I'd do the fucking training and get fit, right? That's the difference. Like, if you were doing the training, and I saw you were doing the training, putting effort into it, you know, I'd still think you'd get beaten. But you know what I'd say? Fair play to Elon. He's taking this fucking seriously. He's taking it seriously, and he wants to try and win. But even Jake Paul, you know, give him stick. You know, he puts the hours in. I still can't believe he beat Nate Diaz. You can't tell me that he beat Nate Diaz, but fair enough. That's what happened. But he puts the training in. He puts the effort in, right? So credit where credit is due, right? We talk about people, you know, doing things the easy way, you know, and not wanting to put the effort in. Well, Elon, for the businessman that he is and shit, he's given the attitude that he's the same as these millennials. They don't really want to put in the effort that's required to do what they need to do. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, true. Saw that a lot at university.
Anyway,
Hell of a lot.
Anyway, let me see. I don't think there is anything else. Yeah, there's a backlash to what he's doing anyway, with the whole unblocking accounts, because, you know, and hopefully he does change his mind on a lot of the check marks. You know, and I'd say you idiots out there that, you know, blow smoke up his ass. I don't want to see you come out now and defend this nonsense. You know, if you have any sense, and listen, you have probably blocked people that have tried to come after you, so you know what we're all talking about. So if you have any sense, because you are in his little inner circle and you do spaces together, speak up and say and do the right fucking thing and tell Elon this is wrong, right? Because he doesn't listen to anybody else fucking out there.
Yeah.
A fucking asshole.
Oh, I know.
I swear, this worst decision he's made. Let me see. Off topic, YouTube is full of fake trailers of movies that don't exist. Well, I could have told you that. They've been doing that for years, man. So I don't watch them anymore, because I know you watch these trailers. Oh, that looks deadly, and then you realize, oh, it's not even a fucking movie. It's not even gonna be a movie. But yeah, but I think that's all we have for you tonight. I mean, it's a slow news day. I suppose we did talk about Disney.
Dismal,
and that should be the main focus, I suppose, because of what's going on. But here's to more flops, I say.
Oh yeah.
What do you think? Oh, the remastered. Yeah, well, before we go, as I said, look, this is my opinion on it. I have all the box sets. I'm happy with what I have.
Yeah.
To me, remastering it now and doing what they're doing is just another money grabbing opportunity.
Yeah.
It's just like I think Rabbi, I saw he did one of his quickies, where he was talking about the character options weird toys that are coming out.
God, have you seen them?
Yeah, I've seen them. Yeah, because he did a little quickie on it.
It's like they're literally character options that are getting a bit autistic about them now. Oh, that one had a little scratch on it, so we re-released it with that little tiny scratch on it, and it's like, why?
Yeah, so they're doing weird. So look, all it is here is they're trying to make up for the last few years where they haven't made money, and they're going to throw all of this shite out. Listen, I'm happy with me box sets that I have. I have every single season, right? The RTD era and the Moffat era. So it'll probably look great with remastered effects and all of that crap, but you know, to me, it's just pure greed again. But I have seen Mr. TARDIS reviews telling everybody, you know, not to just get it just yet, but he might get it because, you know, it's part of his job. But what I'll say to you is this. Look, it's up to you as yourself. I would say, personally, I wouldn't buy it because I've got mine already. And I think if you've already got the box set, you know, you've got the original, the way it was originally filmed.
Yeah.
If you choose to go out, look, people will buy it. Some people won't. I won't buy it because I've already got it anyway, and I'm boycotting, so I don't need it. And of course, they're bringing out the classic animations as well, which look absolutely awful. The artwork for what's the Patrick Troughton audio that's coming out? The Abominable, no, not the Abominable Snowman, is it? What's the one that's coming out? What's the one that's coming out?
I have no idea.
The Underwater Menace. Yeah, the Underwater Menace. Yeah, so the artwork is disgraceful. Listen, it's up to yourselves, man. If you just want to buy all of that shit, go ahead. But I ain't buying nothing. I'm not buying nothing. As I said, I've given up my Skybox. There's no Skybox. We actually have the box there now to pack it away. I've got packed it away. and now all I just have to do is bring it to the depot, and we're gone. We don't have BBC here, so we're done.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I do not blame
you. So I'm not watching BBC or anything on that program. With that organization. So look, as I said, I'm boycotting. I would like you guys to boycott with me, but at the end of the day, if you decide to buy this, just be out straight about it. Don't pretend that you're boycotting. If you're going to buy it, just fucking buy it and say that you're buying it. Just like I did with the United jerseys, because in the United fandom, you're getting picked on for buying jerseys because of our owners, and I've said it out straight.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to tell me, whether I buy it or not. It's a personal choice. And that's what I'll say. It is a personal choice. I do hope that people join the boycott, but at the end of the day, it is a personal choice. But I'm going through with the boycott either way, and that's it. But, as far as I have said, and I will leave with this little caveat, I think that, fans should really wise up now. Your kids are going to be indoctrinated, right? BBC is doing cover-ups again. I mean, can you really support Doctor Who? Can you really support anything from that organisation? And that's the question you have to ask yourselves. And I'll leave that with you guys because that's up to you. It's HD upscales of one. Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah, upscales. Upscales being the word.
Yeah, don't care.
Not remastered, upscaled.
Don't care. Forget about it. I don't care. Have the original. Listen, you don't need to buy it again. In fairness, if you already have it, it's just money. Yeah, it's just more money. But there you go. It's up to yourselves. Right, we'll do channel shout outs now. We'll wrap it up now because I'm gonna spend a bit of time with the missus now. That's why we've actually gone early as well tonight.
Yeah.
Because been doing a lot of streams. I've been on the other channel streaming all week, so I haven't actually spent any time with Cheryl at all over this week. Not much. I mean, we've sat down together, but we haven't actually done anything. So, I did promise her that we would. So that's why we were early tonight. But I want to thank my guest as usual, PD Rich, for coming on. Obviously next week we'll be back at the normal time, and hopefully we will have Lee, who's recovering right now at the moment, but he will hopefully be back with us next week, and we'll get into Rachel Ziegler and all of the other Hollywood nonsense that we got lined up. There's not much of it, but I'm pretty sure as we get into next week we'll have plenty of more stuff to talk about, include when I watch the Blue Beetle movie as well. Teddy is doing okay now because it's raining, but I know some of you have been asking because we've had fireworks in August here, but it is raining outside, so I'm hoping that the rain will actually, discourage these assholes from setting off the fireworks, but normally the bad weather doesn't. So fingers crossed he does, but he's okay for now. Yeah, he's in the room with Cheryl, actually just chilling. Well, hopefully there's no fireworks. I mean, normally they'd be going off in the next hour or so. They always seem to do them around this time, which is ridiculous as well. Like, why not do them during? Like, do them during the day at least. But I suppose the fireworks you have nighttime lights and all that. So yeah. Shut up now. Anyway, I'm gonna shut up now. Anyway, let's do channel shout-outs. We'll start with PD Rich, and then I'll let you know what I have.
Okay, Rabbi's channel. I mean, there's Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. I'm normally in the chat. Rabbi's chat, keeping an eye on things. So catch me there.
Fantastic. And PD has put that channel in the chat there, so go and check it out. Check out Gobby Guy, John, Jack Rabbit, all the usual suspects, guys. I mean, I don't think we need to tell you now at this stage. It's not who to
you know where they are.
Subscribe to if you haven't already subscribed to them. Of course, you can find me back here on Tuesday now, because it's Friday. So we'll be back on Tuesday with myself, Christian, and Queen Charlotte, and then on Wednesday with PD Rich and Queen Charlotte, and then obviously member stream on Friday, and Friday night contact then Friday night. Of course, we do have a members stream coming this Sunday where we'll just be having a little bit of a chit chat as we did the last time. Everybody enjoyed the last one that we did, where we just had a random chit chat about stuff and people said they enjoyed it. So we'll do another random chit chat member stream. So come and join me for that. And then obviously, if you want to see me over, if you're a football fan, I will be over on Noel, the Red Devil, and I have been streaming on that now consecutively now for the last couple of days. Actually, we've got quite a good few streams up now, live streams, because there's been a lot to talk about. But we are back tomorrow in the afternoon, early afternoon, to do the Eric Ten Hag press conference that he did today. We will be reacting to that. And then at 5 o'clock is when we start our coverage for Spurs versus Manchester United, where I'll be doing a live match reaction. So come and join me for that. So I'm going to be streaming over the weekend, folks, on both channels. So come and join me. Obviously, one is for members on this channel. And obviously, the other one then is for everybody else on Noel, the Red Devil. And then, of course, I've got the other channel, which is the Irish Geek, which is gaming channel. Sunday Live England versus Spain. Nope. No, right. I said this on my Man United channel, so I'll just make clear now here so everybody knows. I'll only be covering Manchester United. I won't be covering international matches. I won't be covering England football team because I'm not English. So I don't give a flying fuck about the women's football team. I hope they lose on Sunday, actually, or whenever they play. I hope Spain beats them because I can't be arsed listening to them about winning the World Cup. So I hope they get hammered. As for the international football's gone boring to me anyway over the last couple of years. And we don't have an Irish team that's even worth bloody report. I watched the matches, but there'd be no point me doing watch-alongs because me reacting to an Irish game, absolutely dire. It'd be dire. So I'm only covering Manchester United and any team news that we have, and that'll be it. I'm not going to be like these other football channels out there that support United, but then they do Manchester City, they do other Premier League clubs. Nah, I'm only sticking to my team, my club, because that's what's important to me. And as I said, no interest in that in England do on the international stage because I'm Irish. So come on to Spain. Fuck the Lionesses anyway. The women kicking the ball. Get away. Fucking awful game. Want to be paid the same as men, but play awful football. When you start playing decent football, then you can have the same money as blokes. I mean, you generate the same amount of money as men, the men's game. Then you can have all you want, but you don't. So, women's game still has a long way to go,
Yeah, it's not there yet.
It's not, it's not there. And it won't be for another half a century because you need to build it up. You need to have female academies. You need players coming through.
10, 15 years.
Yeah, quality. I don't know. Well, maybe you're probably right, but I reckon it'll be a bit longer. The men's game took years to establish.
Yeah, but we still got the framework from the men's game, so it won't take as long.
No, I thought you lived in Northern Ireland. No, Republic of Ireland. Get that bleeding boat. Listen to the accent. Dublin. Northern Ireland. Get the fucking ball.
Yeah, it don't sound like this. If it sounded like this, it'd be from the north.
Yeah. I was going to try put on a Northern Ireland accent, but I'm not going to put on a Northern Ireland accent because you don't
It's going to be like this. It's going to be all stiff.
Fuck you, man. What are you fucking saying?
You've got to be stiff. Really stiff.
By the way, it's my island, so yeah, Southern Ireland. Southern Ireland, that's where I'm from. Why do people get mixed up between them? Everybody knows from the UK.
Yeah.
Republic of Ireland. Come on. As soon as it's the United Ireland, it'll be great because then there'll be no confusion then. Because it'll just be Ireland. It'll just be Ireland, and that's
oh,
it.
you're a northerner, are you? You know, they have a stiff accent.
You're that. Oh, so you're from the northern part of Ireland, are you?
You're a northerner, are you? That's what it'll be.
Well, I'm from the west. I'm from the east, and I'm from Cork. I'm from Cork.
Oh, already do. It sounds like a leprechaun.
Fucking hell. Noel is from West Europe. No. Noel is from Ireland. Yeah,
don't say that. Not good.
Okay.
Idea.
I hate this bullshit. Right? Noel is from the Republic of Ireland. Yeah, he's not from Europe. He's not European. He's an Irish citizen. Was Irish born. Therefore, I am Irish. Okay, sick of this European. You're a European. I'm not a European. I never wanted to be a European. Nobody asked me if I wanted to be European or have a European flag or a European anthem or a European government. Nobody fucking asked me. Okay? So if you didn't ask me, you don't fucking exist as far as I'm concerned. I am Irish, and that is the end of it. Republic of Ireland. Yes? So there you go.
Yes, indeed.
It is the one topic that kind of does trigger me because I'm proud of my country. Well, I'm not proud of it right fucking now, but you know what I mean. I'm proud to be Irish. We have been forced to be in Europe. No. Our government have chose to be in Europe, but we haven't been forced, right? Your nationality, you're not being forced. You're not being forced to be European. You're still your nationality. You're still what you were when you were born, wherever country. No, I don't believe in all that bullshit, right?
Yeah.
So, it's a state of mind, right? I'm not European. I'm Irish, right? And I'm not. No matter what the people in Brussels say or my government say, right? I'm Irish.
Yeah.
So that's it. Anyway, we're gonna leave it there. So enjoy your weekend. I'll see some of you over the weekend, but enjoy your weekend. And I'll see you members on Sunday. For the rest of you, I will see you on Tuesday, unless you join me on the other channels. If not, I will then see you on Tuesday. So enjoy your weekend. Stay safe. Look after yourselves. I know the weather is absolutely horrible. It's raining out there right now.
Yeah, it's dark here. It's dark.
Yeah, and the thing is, I wanted to actually go out for a walk with the missus, but there you go. Now, what are we supposed to bleed and do? I'll think of bleeding something for us to do anyway. Anyway, gonna leave it there. Have a good one. Enjoy the weekend, and I'll see you next week. Bye.
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 When it works. Come on. Kick it. Give it a kick.
I didn't press it yet. I was
okay.
tricking you all. Now.